Oh, I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm streaming. Oh, I just left it going. Hey, everybody. I'm Eric. I'm eating a taquito, but also I'm making a game. That game, it's called the Godkiller. Gotta say it like that, too. The Godkiller. You gotta say it like you're down in the hole. You've been living there for 5 years, and somebody scraped a metal lid off the top of it, and they ask you what you had to say, and you go, the Godkiller, because you've gone insane down that hole. Okay, so I'm going to demo. I got something good to demo. It's all levels today, by the way. So again, for playtesters, big spoiler warning. I hate to shoo you off, but I don't want to ruin your experience that I want to capture, your reactions to these levels, because I'll need that. I'll need that. So I'm going to demo a level that I made yesterday, and then I'm going to start work on, I don't know, I might work more on this level, or I might switch to another level. I'll decide probably partway through the demo. All right, demo time, demo time, demo time. All right, this is a second remake of a level I made. I'm pretty sure it's too complicated for the place that I originally intended to put it. But it's still a good level. It just maybe needs to be out maybe 10 more levels. Okay, so you start here. I've not decorated it up yet either. It doesn't have that last little bit of polish. Okay, so you start here in this raised platform. And the player at this point, they understand flinging. They understand walking. They understand a lot of 3D navigation stuff. So they're scanning the screen. They can see without too much difficulty what's going on. Let's see, get that there at the edge. They know about the egg. They know about stairs. You can go up and down stairs. They know about rails. They're just like walls, but very thin. They know about bonuses. They know bonuses are a thing you want. They know about blocks. Blocks are things you push. Okay, now I've designed the initial view of this level to encourage the player as much as possible to go ahead and take a fling. Fling south. There's even a bonus there. I think that bonus might be a little too much because it might suggest to the player, no, that's too good to be true, and that it might actually have the opposite effect. It might make him not fling south. But if I convince him to fling south, maybe the play of the level is a little bit better. If they're more a player like me, who goes and looks around the safe areas before he goes and does stuff. That's what I always do. I'm so cautious in my level play, in my games. You know, what is all this? What is all this? But if they were cautious, if you're not going to give in to the slight push I gave them in that direction, that little invitation, then they're also the sort that would remember there is something here. And that'll be important, because they'll get stuck at some point if they keep going south. So let's say this player is of the type that goes for it. Yeah, they took a little hop across the level. Now here's the trick. They have no idea how far they traveled. It's the nature of the game. You were there so fast, the camera movement is intentionally tuned up to get over to where you landed very quickly. It might even be more aesthetically pleasant to have the camera pan slower, but I really want it to feel responsive and quick. And it takes as long to fling like that as it does to fling lengthwise like this. But the expanse between those 2 points is very large. So they come down here. I'm sorry, this is my standard new player empathy type of mode. So I'm talking to what I think a player might think. Okay, so they can see the level exit. Again, they know about level exits at this point. They know that this is going to be the goal to get to. I've yet to make a level that have more than one exit in it. It is possible. But for now, this is the exit. So it's gonna influence their thoughts. They'll say, well, how do I get to this? I see a bunch of blocks up there. Maybe there's a way I can knock them down. They might not know enough about blocks yet to know that it's not really possible. Could they hop over there? Could they just fling over there? There's a rail up here. Rail prevents the fling. They're getting used to rules like this. A little more experience, they would just say, okay, I can't reach there. Those rails will prevent it. The X's I just dropped through. They know about letter bridges and closing them. 2 levels have introduced those concepts. Okay. A new thing about this level is that all the blocks are X and all the block pads are X. And to close this gate, you need 8 X's. They know this from the past 2 levels. So they're like, huh. Oh, did I just screw up, they might think? Guess it doesn't matter. I can put it over here. Get it later if I need it. Doesn't seem like I can do anything with this X right now. After they've exhausted their possibilities, they may be able to come back here and deduce that it's not possible to get the X out of this room. Okay, but there is like a new concept that they need to get. Yeah, that X doesn't have a block pad. Okay, that might give them a hint. So they destroyed that block, it went over here. So the concept I was trying to get across in this level, and I think I put too much in the level for it to just be focused on training this concept, is blocks go to the nearest block pad. Okay. So with some deduction, and again, this is a little advanced for this level. They're gonna figure out they need to get 8 blocks down here. They might traverse the whole level and notice that there are only 8 blocks accessible to them. And since you need all 8, and one is in this chamber that it can't seem to leave, the goal must be to move all the blocks down into this chamber. There's a nice impassable wall right in the middle of the whole thing. I'm flinging quite a far distance even when I go through this middle space. So if I were to just walk, it's a long time. It's a long time. Okay, so if they want to get on the northern half of the level, this is the only way, the way they came. So all that expanse that you saw me walking across, I just fling across it and it looks like nothing. But it's actually almost 200 squares. Okay, so they might worry about the bonus a little bit. But there's no way to get to it that's clear. So they could be thinking things like maybe there's a way to drop down on top of it. We'll come back to the bonus in a bit. So let's assume they first focus at, I just want to get the exit. I want to be able to get to the exit. Okay, so they'll think about moving blocks south. They might be a little bit worried about that impassable wall. Here they might be thinking at first that they have to find some way to get the block here, then here, then here, then here. That's actually a valid strategy. I'm going to pursue that just to see how well it works. But there's their first point of failure. They're like, huh. Well, I can't get it to go south. It's stuck in a corner. Maybe I could have moved this block around in such a way that would have let me construct it to come out by one. It would take them a while to discard that option. And the fact that I can't explain like all the steps they'd have to do to discard that option indicates that this level is a little too advanced. Okay, so I destroyed that, and then it made the block reappear over here. So that's the basic thing that they were supposed to learn in this level. And this guy stuck in the corner, get him there. You could say, oh, I want to be off to the east again. Well, let's just do the same thing I did with the first block. Alright, so now they're all here. Maybe it's a cautious player and they like look ahead where the blocks are going. Huh. They might recognize this as the middle wall from the other side. Here's the thing where I'm not real happy with it and I'm not sure if I want to change it. Where you can't see the block pad when a block is on top of it. What I could do is shrink the block on the X and Z axis a little bit. But that would mean that if there were a bunch of blocks together, they wouldn't line up nicely edge to edge. I could make the block pad circle go out a little bit, but that would mean when there's a bunch of block pads together, they overlap each other and Z fight. I could make alternate tile selections based on neighbors, so that if that enlarged block pad, that circle, this circle here, extends past the edge and goes into another block pad, then there's some resulting shape like the two circles in a MasterCard logo, or a Venn diagram, or a little bit of the extended edge overlaps. I don't know if it's worth that final solution. The first two were not really good solutions. Okay, so back up to here. I'll pretend I'm the impatient player. I'm gonna start knocking stuff south, see what happens. Alright. Did I get them all? I did. I think I did. Okay. So maybe the player gets it at this point, that if they destroy a block, it'll go to the nearest pad. If that's the case, then they should be able to figure this part down here out. Although again, having a X block right on top of it makes it hard to figure out. Okay, so now I've got 5 blocks on the south side. I'm like, how do I get over there? Do I kill myself and end up on the block pad? No, that doesn't work. I haven't seen that happen before. So maybe the player comes back up here and does this. Yeah, actually, with everything I've said, that's what they'd do. Okay, so then I'm counting blocks and I go, okay, so I've got 5 back up at the midpoint, the mid wall, and I've got 3 here. That does make 8. So I seem to be on the path. Let's get these blocks south. It's fun to knock a whole stack of blocks around. It really is. Okay. I set up like one little dead end type thing here. Let me just do it the stupid way first. The one that was still closer to the top came back up here, but I can knock it south again. Okay, then I'll just keep doing it the stupid way. South, 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 south. Need them all south. Then I come down. What do I find? There's another one here. Like, maybe there's a block pad up there. I can like get them all to go up there. Maybe. Wait, I don't want them to go there. Let me destroy one and see where it goes. Oh, it goes west. Is that good or bad? I don't know if that's good. I do know if it's good. It's not good. But I'm being the player. Okay, so I knocked the rest up. And then... Okay, so there's a block pad there. And then I figure out I can get to this block pad. And then if I come back this way, then it's the furthest south it's ever been. If I smash it one more time, you know, the conclusion I come to is that those block pads, they've got to show under the block. Because I know, just my eye just keeps wondering, is there a block pad there or not? Even though I know as a level designer there is. And anytime I see some blocks, I might kind of guess that there's a pad underneath. I don't think it's quite enough of an indicator. Okay, now I gotta do something with these guys. Knock them back north. Send these guys south while I got them. Oops. I expect there would have been more trial and error for them to figure this out. But we don't have all the time in the world. And it's a little bit obnoxious for me to aggressively pretend I'm ignorant. Okay. I kind of know that the X's that are close to this guy are going to go there instead of where I want them to down here. So I'll try that. And I built the 8 X's in a big stack, and that opens the letter gate. Okay, I could leave, but there's a bonus puzzle here to solve too. Bonus puzzle's pretty good actually. So it starts with these guys, and I really need to send them north. I'm noting that it is possible to send some of them south, and that would trap them in this chamber. So it's probably worth me adding a rail. Huh. I should add something that forces them to go south, maybe. I don't like players having to use the restart to get back to a solvable state. So far, all the stuff you've seen, I think, is impossible to put in an insolvable state. Okay, that. Send all those blocks north. There they are, in the corner waiting for me. What to do with them? I want to get to that bonus. I would have noticed at some point, I think, in just sort of looking around this whole structure, how do I get into it? Let's see, well, there is a block pad right here, right next to this gap in the rail. That must be something, right? And then I might think a little bit longer. Huh, maybe I could get those blocks down to here. Would that do something? And then I might think a little bit longer and realize that if they're up high enough, I can use them to block a fling from the north. So when I'm up here, I fling south, there's nothing to block me. If I put something there to block me, it'll stop me down at the south end of this raised structure. Those stairs in the middle don't do anything. They just seem to be for decoration or confusion. They had made me, the newbie player, think maybe there's something that goes over the top that lets me drop down into those spots and not have to climb up through the stairs. But in all my explorations, I've seen nothing like that. So this X here is a better theory. So I'll see what I can do to move them south. Okay. My first thought is maybe if I just move them down into this corner here, that'll be close enough for them to go over to that other block pad. But it's not. This other one is closer, so the blocks go there. Alright, so then I think, okay, let's just make them go further south. I guess maybe there's some way to get them back up. I'm a little dismayed here because it's like this is the way I already came. It goes all the way down here. Oh man. Because the actual place where they're supposed to be is way up here. But here's the thing that you have to start getting used to in this game is that with the flinging, there's an alternate topology to the whole thing. This square is closer to this square than walking 3 steps east, even though spatially this is much closer. By the physical distance that you look at, it's closer, but by the effort to get from one place to another, this place is closer than over here. Alright, so then I'm noticing, there's this gap here. It extends through a couple of walls. That might be a route. Clearly, if I was able to fling north up through here, this space is closer to the pad than it is to any other. So that seems promising. So I'll come back down and then just kind of thinking about what manipulations would get some blocks that way. I know I can get some blocks onto this pad with a little bit of work, and if I've got 1, 2, 3 here, then there's a catch point, and that'll allow me to knock blocks up along this column, which lines up with the route above that has the gap through the 2 walls. I know how to get them over there because I've had some experience at this point as a new player. Not even as a new player, as a, I don't know, almost intermediate player. I've had some experience moving these guys around. Okay. I think all the concepts here are pretty right. It's just the solution finding is a little too open-ended for a player at this point. It's going to lose some players, and I don't want to. I want to just gradually lift the player up. Smooth, smooth, difficulty increase. Okay. Sense of nostalgia for my other big old bunch of blocks. Come back this way. Now I need to get them all over. That is fun, by the way. Just knocking all those blocks around. It's really fun. I don't get tired of it. Okay. Okay, so now to try out my plan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on the fourth one, I go bam, up here. Then it goes to the right pad. This is the kind of puzzle you can't really make in something like Abduction unless it's a mini game, because it needs more clarity of what all the things are and what the rules are and how they all interact with each other. And you know, you need like this kind of engine to show everything clearly. Even a game like Witness, it uses the mini games to be able to have logical challenges like this. They're good mini games, and they're well integrated with a overall 3D world. But for me, it's more interesting to have this level of detail and rules and world physics and all in the game proper. No mini game splits. No obfuscation of the puzzles via aesthetics. You learn the rules, you apply the rules, you see the elements and represented in different ways, but you build on your knowledge of how they work. Your brain gets trained to understand and solve puzzles and more complicated arrangements of these elements as you practice with them. But it needs consistency in their depiction, it needs clarity, predictability, trade-offs against aesthetics for strong visualization to communicate information. I know how to make like a really lovingly rendered set of realistic wooden crates. They would be at different catty corner angles. They'd have graffiti on the sides of some of them. You know, you'd take your first person view of it, zoom in, you'd see lots of neat details. Ooh, this was a crate that was shipped off from the heart of Africa on Captain Speedboat's expedition. You know, I know how to do all that stuff, but that's not what this game is about. It abstracts. It simplifies. It's not a bad thing for this same rail to be used multiple times in multiple places, even when I could swap it out for some other kind of obstacle that lends more of a thematic feel to it or makes it look more realistic or interesting visually. No, because you need some stuff for your brain to anchor on and start some symbols. You need to be able to start processing this challenge as an abstract thing, like bits of information that kind of flow logically. So anyways, I like this level. It's a little too advanced for the place I was trying to insert it into the game. So I'm going to put it into some kind of folder that is just for levels that I want to use later, but I haven't chosen their exact placement inside the game. It's not worth polishing it up much more beyond what's here, because when I finally choose its location inside of the other levels, I'll have to make further changes that reflect what the player knows at that point in the game. So it's definitely not right in the current place. It might get moved 15 minutes later in the game. It might get moved 2 hours later in the game, and depending on which, I will make different sets of changes to it at that point. So I'm gonna call this shelved. That's what I'll do. I'll make a new directory. I'm gonna call it shelved. It's also be a good time to get rid of some of my old levels that just are moot at this point. All right. So before I do that, let me do a git commit. It's been a while. Oh, you know what? I really feel like some root beer. So I'm going to go grab myself a glass, and I'll be right back up. And if you're here, please watch the git commit for me. Make sure it goes through. If it doesn't, just make sure you fix it. All right. I'm not such a hedonist. I'm having just regular root beer with sugar in it. This is a diet root beer. It is, in my mind, the best diet drink with complete artificial sweetener that there is. Oh, there's something about the fake sugar being masked by the flavors of root beer. I don't know. It just seems to work better than other diet drinks. All right, so let's delete the basement series, not the new ones I created, but the old ones, which got corrupted. I was using them as some kind of reference to redo the levels, and then it's just faster, just make a new level. I've got some some levels called Delete Me. Guess what I'm going to do with those? Delete. I've got these ones called Demo Challenge, were for a contest we had on the Caravelle forum. I'm going to delete them. Don't need them. If somebody ever says, what about those Drod rooms you made in Unity? Those look really cool. I can just go back to Git and dig them up and say, oh, here you go. Have fun with them. Alright, what are we down to? Boot, Deathbox, which is a special case. I'll get back to. In the egg, level loader. I kind of wonder what happens if I just rename one of these guys. I'll call it level selector. So if I go to build settings, it gets renamed there as well. Okay. Oh. Looks like I accidentally deleted Deep Corridor. I'm an idiot. Good thing I just did a git commit. Git status. See if that fixed it. Well, I see it back here. If I go to build settings, it's back, but I need to recheck it. Okay. That was pretty painless. Alright, what a good looking set of levels. And I'm pretty sure that these directories are just light map data. Although it looks like I cleared out Deep Corridor, lower basement, same for that. I am considering maybe just not using baked lighting. I don't know. I just have not been able to get consistent results or anything practical out of it. And the real-time lighting seems kind of nice to me. So, I don't know. Maybe that's the way to go for me. Alright, let's delete those directories. What is Paradise Profiles? Oh, those are for the player cam. Okay. I'll leave those alone for now. I do have a more important task than making levels, which is to get the Windows Player build working, but that's a deep problem. It's better suited to the weekend, so I'm going to take another crack at it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right. Okay, let's save this as so once I save this copy here, which has this level, I can take the previous level, middle basement, open that, Oh, yeah, it just took me the same spot. And then I can just redo this to be the new level. Hiccups again. That could be carbonated water plus talking with bad posture. So we go into the level. Just delete all this stuff. Okay, we got the player facing south. Let's try this again. So the concept I'm trying to teach is moving blocks so that they go to the block pad that you want. I'm picturing M coming up out of a little hole and emerging in the new place, just to give a little variety to how these levels look. That's not actually what I want. Okay, it's like that. That looks kind of cool to me. Alright, so you walk up from inside this. Okay. And then you see some more stuff. I'm also thinking a little bit about Chip's Challenge. In Chip's Challenge, it's a puzzle game. It's a classic puzzle game. It's one of the greats. You might play it today and think, what's the big deal about this? Yeah, but it's not about the engine that much. Although at the time that it was made, you know, great pains were taken and all that. It's not about the capabilities of the game. It's about the puzzles. The game elements too. The game elements were pretty well selected for crafting puzzles. But some of the levels in Chip's Challenge were kind of just a joyful exploration of the game elements. They weren't that puzzly yet, you know? It was just like, we could do this thing, it would be fun maybe. So I'm thinking, what if there was just a ton of blocks and you had to move them all? I know that it's fun to push blocks, just to push a whole bunch of them. Oh, Pro Builder, come on. So I'm picturing just repeating this idea of a depression that you come out of. is you first you come out of the little one in the middle, that little hole there. And maybe there's just even another one to come up out of. Do I just want to get crazy and make another one? Why not? Why not? Is it getting too big or anything? I don't think so. I think the player can deal with it at this point. Just as long as I don't make it hard to... As long as the size of the level doesn't confuse them about what they need to do. I don't know, I may go back on this concept, but I'm going to try it to start. Maybe it's too much, we'll see. The last one was maybe a little too much, that's why I'm on guard. I do have a bias to go large and awe-inspiring and all that. There really are just so many levels to make with this. I've been restricting it to just a handful of game elements too. There's like so many more to add back in that I had in the other levels. They're already coded, they work great. There's creatures that you fight against and all kinds of stuff like that. But like it's not, there's just so much to explore with even the initial elements though. Okay, so you would come up. Let me fix the friggin' camera. Player cam, where you at? Let me just get a sense for the space. And for that, say, get some stairs over here. Oops, not the whole directory. We got stairs 8, too big. Although, that suggests an idea to me. I don't know why it's drawing that different texture there. Oh, it's doing it on that one too. That must be a lighting thing. Okay, so this does suggest something to me. So I can go with another floor here. I can use this to divide the floor. Okay, this one is yeah, I guess that one is 2, but I'll do the same trick. I'll go up above the actual space. So let me just see what the space looks like on that. Pre-process the level. Hit play. See what we got. Alright, it's not as massive as I thought, which is good. I don't want it to be too large. This weird texturing stuff. It has to do with lights. Yeah, I kind of like this. I think it's going to work. It's fun to look at. Also, I can do a little change to the strata, and I can make this middle level be a different floor texture. It's not too large. So these dividing lines they could be they could have some kind of like block pad transfer puzzle to get from one side to the other. Could be a lot simpler than that though. I'm picturing just there's a ton of blocks. You gotta get them all stacked up in one block pad at the very bottom. That sounds funny. Just knock them all down to the bottom. And if you do, you get them all stacked up, and there'll be a ton of them. Just in one spot. Then it will close a giant bridge along the very top of the whole thing. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll just keep it real simple. I'll keep it fun and light, and you don't have to think too hard. It will teach you some stuff about block pads. Then, if you go all the way to the top, we'll do one more of these things since they're fun and I don't feel overwhelmed yet when I look through it all. But this will be the last one. And it will not go up to a traversable floor. In fact, just to cut down on the the mesh. I'll just create a new one since it can do with simpler mesh stuff. Okay. So we'll do. Okay, I could make this work one of two ways too. Well, three ways. I'm thinking now. I could make it be a giant letter bridge. I'll call it. I can make it be a normal bridge that's got one gap in it, and the X's actually have to rise to a height that would allow you to traverse that gap. Third way is I could make the X's be a fling catch. From the level perspective, they're all about the same thing. They're not all the same thing. So a fling catch, this is not the right place to put a fling catch in. It's too hard of a puzzle when the player hasn't thought about using blocks as fling catches yet. I would want to introduce that separately. Ladder bridges they already got, so that's sort of in the known techniques category. Moving blocks up so you can step over a gap by stepping on the blocks, that's another one I want to introduce a little more clearly. So let's stick with a giant ladder bridge. Okay. I guess this is where it would start. This is going to be a big one. Suppose I could go easy on myself and just duplicate a whole bunch at once. I think I got that right. Whoa, wouldn't it be amazing if I just got exactly the right number? I think I'm off by one though. Okay, so on this side, I want floor again. Yeah, off by one. It's not bad though. Okay, I do have to do something where it won't allow you to just fling across. So it's got to be just a little bit of a curve. And actually, it's ironic. It was probably a good thing for it to be one off, because then that would allow me to make a little thing off to the side that it could go to. So I just deleted the thing that I created. So then the one in the middle, put just a wall right there. Or I could put a rail. I kind of like a rail. We'll do a rail later. Alright, if you haven't guessed, this is where the exit's going to go. And let's get walls around the other parts. Make a copy of this, move it to the other side. Nice thing about my scenes is they're relatively low poly, so I don't have to worry that hard about being efficient. I'm probably never going to go in and remove like hidden surfaces that never show up. I just don't. It just doesn't matter. I'm not using that many polygons. There's other games that use more polygons on just the main character model than they do on my whole level. Evasive, I did not. It's like the only stuff I didn't model. There's probably one or two acid store exceptions. are the character models. There's a guy named Isaac Ativas in Brazil. I downloaded some of his models on the asset store, and I liked him. I liked his style, and so I just contacted him and said, hey, could you make some more for me? And he did. He's been great to work with. All of his stuff is really good. Fits the style that I like for the game. So yeah. I did do the animations for the game characters. Yeah, I started out downloading some animations off the asset store, and I realized I had to do them myself because my game insists that the animations finish very quickly. Everybody else, they do like a really nice walk, you know, with 30 frames in it, all these keyframes and stuff, and it assumes that it's at least going to take a quarter of a second. And I've only got, I worked it out once, it's something like 20 milliseconds is the maximum amount of time I can spend showing the animations. So I did all this myself. I'm kind of an amateur animator. I'm sure they could be better. Alright, let me see what this level looks like. I'm going to just play with it just a tiny bit. See if there's anything wrong with the basic structure of it. It should be fine. Uh-oh. It wasn't responsive after I started. I mean, something went awry. So I couldn't add the exit. I think that has to do with the pre-processing. Where's the balance? Yeah, the balance are not showing up correctly. That white square there should be extending out to this stuff. It's not. I don't know why. Oh, what's this? Kind of catch-22 type of a problem. So load for pre-proc, but you should have some level bounds that make a little more sense in this. Why? It's a level bounds not showing correctly. Let me take a look at the gizmos. Yeah. I might have to debug that. This level bound should be updating. I don't know why it's not. It's saying the exit is outside the level bounds, but I don't know why it wouldn't enlarge the level bounds. Okay, had to debug that. Okay. So why? Okay, so that's doing 24 by 9.5 by 25. That's way too small. Question is it using all the game objects? Is it using those ones around the edge? I guess it's not. So I can see it better. Let me rename this guy. Might be something like this has to be in here. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Oh, got it. Organized scene is failing. Because organized scene's failing, it's not moving all the objects inside of this level thing, and that's where the bounds check is going to be looking. So let's change this a little bit. is fail if it's not successful with the first part. Just okay. Let's see if this is easier to interpret for me, so that I will. Oh, let's do this error log error. It'll force me to clean up things that would cause problems. Okay, this is actually helpful. Because it explains to me why I had difficulties before with my depth scan not picking up everything. It's probably the reason for it. Yeah, okay. So let me say unpack. All right. There we go. And there's my level bounds correctly positioned. Okay. So then this took a long time, but now I can just do a quick check on the dimensions before I start adding more complicated details into it. All right. Size is kind of good. I like coming up and being able to see the edges of the room with a little bit of work. And come up here. So let's get a little bit crazy. Whoa, what's that? You know. That's interesting. Okay, what's that? I'll have a rail here that'll block a straightforward fling to the exit. Alright, then the fun part, I think, is as soon as the player gets what they need to do, they're just pushing blocks down, down, down to get them to pop up on this thing. I want to be careful not to make it too hard. So I need some block pads besides the one down there. One interesting thing about this layout is if you're trying to get something down to this level, you need something for it to catch on. This is also going to show that blocks will favor the block pad that's on the same level too, or the same height. Okay, so I need some kind of catch to fling the blocks against. I want to make sure that it's designed such that the blocks won't end up on the stairs, because they're in a weird state when they're on the stairs, and I just decided I'm going to level design around that. Okay. I'm excited. It's going to be fun when I get it all going. It's going to be fun. So let's see, how many blocks? Let's see, let's go block, no, letter, gate. Okay, so this will be 49. 49, okay. Be a nice giant stack of blocks. I like it. To start with, I'll just sprinkle them all over the place, and I'll make sure that it works. The X doesn't happen to be right under that, does it? Nah. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'm trying to answer that succinctly or in a way that doesn't just add confusion. So yeah. So there's a logical representation of the game I call the board, and that's the truth. That's the source of truth. Okay, so there's like just a structure that has all these things, squares, and the contents of the squares, and the player piece is just one of those things. So that's the true source of the player's location. Now the scene that you see, all the game objects inside of it, they receive updates as the contents of the board update. And they're like events, and the events come back from the board after an update, and they say, move this, transform this game object to a certain location. So that's basically it. The thing that is maybe unique about this setup from other games is that it's the source of authority on is the logical game structures. 18, 19, 20. I hope that answers it. I try not to kind of just say a bunch of stuff that maybe makes sense. You know, I try to communicate. Yeah, you get it. Hex map is the excellent example of the same concept. Because like if you were like using ray casting and checking the position values of all your game objects to figure out, you know, like where they were relative to each other logically, it would be all backwards. You know, you'd always be doing these calculations to convert your scene objects into something that tells you, you know, what hex squares they're next to and things like that. So I think you and I are in the same camp on that one. Also, I realized I don't have much hope of keeping track of the count of these guys. I'll just put a whole bunch on. I can watch over here. When it gets up to 48, I'm done. Hey, if you feel like dropping a link to your game or something, let me know. I never mind taking a break and watching a video or something. I shouldn't say I never mind, but I mostly never mind. Okay, so I want to check and see that I'm able to create the whole letter gate thing with those blocks. I should be able to. Yeah, sure. Blueprints. What is blueprints? Oh, okay. Kind of like a visual. Okay, visual scripting. Yeah. Like I'm intrigued by visual scripting, but it feels like eventually it's going to slow me down. I was watching somebody else's stream. Actually, you building A-Star in a visual scripting language actually speaks highly of the capabilities of visual scripting, or at least blueprints. I was watching somebody else's stream, and you know, he was making all these interactions with player input and bringing up a gun through multiple states, and it's pretty slick. You know, I was thinking maybe I'm the dinosaur here, because I would do it with my own state machine that I write out, and he's probably getting through it a lot faster than me. But I don't know. Maybe I should probably try it at some point just to know what I'm talking about. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna build a giant tower of blocks. Yeah, you need some giant monitor. You need like a projector screen for your massive algorithm. I had that problem with this project I worked on. Oh, a lock? What was this? What's this? What's this? Who's failing on me? And what reason? Huh. Is it? It's in the predictive boards. Okay. Yeah, I had that problem when I was working for Nissan. I went to Japan, and they have like the most complicated engineering diagrams. And there'd be one subsystem of the servers that are supporting their in-vehicle technology, and they would try to put all the definitions of the communications between the different components on their different servers inside of one Excel spreadsheet. They would use it like a logical diagramming tool. And it was the most hellacious, ridiculous thing to work with. Because there is never any monitor big enough for these things. They're just massive. They show every single component. It'd be like hundreds of components, and then all the interactions that they could have with each other. And then one guy would walk over to you from the corner of the room, because there'd be like 20 people working on this thing all at once, and say, "What happens if the such and such component sends a certain kind of message to this other component?" And I said, "Well, I guess we got to add it to the diagram." And keep adding more and more. It was just so complex and ridiculous and impossible to understand by looking at it. No, yeah, that's right. So right now, there's only one block pad, so every time I destroy a block, the blocks go down to that single block pad. It'll probably be simultaneously helpful and not helpful to have more block pads. You have to think more, but you'll be able to collect a whole bunch of blocks all at one point. Whereas right now I'm doing a lot of block herding. I do have a massive tower. this the last one? It is. I can tell because the shadow was created. Alright, let's go check it out. Oh, that's kind of fun to walk past that giant tower of blocks. I must be close to the top of it. Let me look at that. No, I'm not actually close to the top. Okay, I know where to put my bonus. I think I want to do it this way. So I can make another staircase up here that kind of goes to nowhere. And at the top of it, you could fling west. But it is kind of nice. But you won't be able to fling to get to the bonus unless you get built up this giant tower to block your fling. So that wouldn't be bad. I could also put the bonus high up so you can't see it. You just have to know that there's got to be some reason to climb up to the steps that seem to go to nowhere and fling west. I don't know. I'll keep thinking about it. That's one idea. Okay. So removing one. Yep. Okay. Alright, now I gotta think through the details of it. I want to keep it simple. This guy was... I don't know what that was about. I'll have to check that later. If I make it so that they have to get it all down in this hole, that's going to add a lot of tedium, I think. I mean, if I have to, I can remove some blocks and I can take out some of the X's out of this bridge, so it's not insisting upon all those blocks. All right, let's do something simple though. Let's just try something simple. Put wall here. Okay, I did verify that it needs exactly that many blocks. So if I just put one block down at the bottom, that forces the solution to be that it has to be stacked up down at the bottom. So do that. Okay, over here. I gotta disable all these blocks. They're just so crazy. It's the Text Mesh Pro. Oh, it's just so ridiculous. It makes it so that it's hard to select anything. If I just disable all the letters, then I can select without such ridiculous clicking. There we go, much better. Okay, so if they're down here, I will make one block pad. That's just right in front of the thing that they would push against to knock them down. I can make a couple, but I'll just have both of them be very easy to continue the path. Okay, so that's X. Okay. Okay. So that, then up here, I can make more than one X. I can do this one, which is going to be a real easy one. Because that one will just knock right against there. For a harder one, I don't think I want any of them to be that hard. Just want the player to just keep knocking stuff down. It's not that hard. Then they'll just sort of figure it out very quickly with a little trial and error. Let's add another little catch over here. Yeah, I did. Most of the time, I would say that's a decision I wouldn't make, but I did in the 90s have a game in Visual Basic, which at that time might have been similar to your visual scripting thing, and I learned C, and I recoded it, and it was a good decision. This game, like I don't know that I would pick Unity if I was writing it from scratch, to be honest. think I might go with, and I don't know anything about these, but like a Godot or some kind of open source framework. The reason I'm in that mood these days is because I keep on just trying to do something in Unity and having it kind of work, and then finding out I would have been better if I just wrote it myself. Less troubleshooting of black boxes. But I know I don't want to write my own compatibility layer. That's the one thing that I'm absolutely certain I don't want to do. So, but yeah, like a lot of the stuff that Unity gives you, it's feature laden, and if you had to write all those features yourself, yeah, it would be a lot of work. But then, like, how many of those features do you actually use? Something that's right on the edge of write it or use it, build it or buy it, is their animation system. Man, there's a lot of power in it. There is, but it's so rickety. You do something a little bit wrong and suddenly all your animations don't work. It's very frustrating, and it's a black box again, so you can't really see why it's not working. They don't do a good job of giving descriptive error messages when things fail. There's methods in Unity that you call and they seem to work. Like there's no exception, there's no failure. They just silently fail. And you're like, thanks, Unity, you big stupid black box. Alright. So here's a catch point. And maybe just add a symmetrical one over here. It would look nice. And I was kind of interested in Unreal Engine too. I'm curious what your perceptions of Unreal Engine are. Obviously, you're not a fan of blueprints and visual scripting, but I mean, you don't need to use it for everything. Okay, so if I've got these here, I don't want it to be too hard. Where's a good place for my block pads? Got one over here. Let me just line them up so that they're close to all the things that could catch if you just kept knocking. So there's one, you could fling it that way. Put another one over here, you could fling it that way. Put another one on the back side. Over here, you can fling it west against that. Okay. Up top. Let's add a few more catch points up top. Like, what's good and bad about Unreal compared to Unity, do you think? In your opinion, might be better for me than like the average comparison article on the internet, because you're also making like a logic-based game or something that benefits from logical structures. I do have my anger over the weird lighting inside of Unity and the rendering. There's just stuff, there's no real explanation why it does what it does. Oh, that's ugly though. Oh, yeah, I don't want that. That's wrong. Okay. Don't want that there. Maybe just one block pad at the top will be the way to go. I don't know. Maybe, no, that's not good. It's not as much variety. So that one goes off to here. This one goes to here. This one goes to here. Let's see how this plays. Yeah. See, my new logic is doing a good job. Yeah, all these guys need unpacking. Okay. No, I didn't get them all. Okay, letter. Oh, I toggled them. Weird. Don't toggle. Why would you toggle? Don't toggle all of them? Just put them all the same way. Maybe I just missed some. I don't know. Okay, that looks better. All right, let's try it. this kind of thing with the lighting. So I've got two meshes. They line up exactly. It's the exact same material. And Unity will render them not seamlessly. I'm like, come on. Okay, so let me try to do this kind of fast and stupid, because that's the most I'm expecting from the player at this point. Okay. Seems to me I should go top to bottom. No. This might be a little tedious. This might be a little bit like grinding in Minecraft. It's even got the same sound as like when you're hitting a tree with your little wooden axe. Doop, 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 doop. What? Dude, just try it. Just actually, I don't know. Maybe not. If you watch one good Let's Play video for, 20 minutes, you might get the gist or look over somebody's shoulder and say, not for me. I liked it though. I sunk time into it. Oops. This isn't too bad. It's a bit of a playground. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah. So if you've got the basic compatibility layer there, you've got, you know, some nice OpenGL wrap type stuff, and, you know, general utilities. It's almost a mistake to say that it is more oriented towards one genre or another. It's just that if people see that out of the box it'll work a certain way and they can tweak it, then they will kind of think of it as being biased that way. You don't have to use it that way. If I use Unity sort of in that kind of get things up running quickly and add to it way, yeah, it'll be the same kind of game as a lot of other people make. But if you're more purposeful about it, you can build different things on top of a general purpose game engine. Okay, that's incredible. I should make something that doesn't allow dropping down onto the egg like that. I might just put a little roof over the top of this. Okay. Alright, that's the main one. That's kind of fun. Yeah, that's visually not good. And I don't like it ever landing on steps. Okay. Is that it? Did I get it? Alright, it's not bad. I don't know. It depends, like, how good you are at learning something without having a project attached to it. You know, so like a lot of people, when they're learning like a new language or technology, they'll do the tutorials and they'll, you know, read the books that kind of round them out their knowledge. I respect that way of learning, but if you're like me, having the project, the thing that you want to exist in the world as an expression of you, be the driver of the learning, that works a lot better. So if it were me, yeah, for me I'd be like, I'm porting this thing. I'm porting it. That's how I'll be motivated. But playing around definitely has its value, and another way of looking at it is it's my own shortcoming that I'm not good at learning that way. Okay. So what I learned from this play session. It's kind of enjoyable to me to have like a little bit of make work where I don't have to think that hard. It might not be to other players, I'm not sure. This definitely got a repetitive aspect to it. Maybe I'll just take it down a little bit, just a little bit, and not have quite so many blocks. Like maybe I'll have 30 blocks instead of 49. Other thing is, I need to protect the stairs and egg from blocks landing on top of them. Let me think about this. You know, from this side, I just put a wall coming out here a ways. Make the level more interesting. I can have it come, I don't know, all the way up to here. And this will help me get rid of the grinding aspect of this whole level. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. If I get rid of that many, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, that's a good number to get rid of. Gone. Let's get rid of 15 blocks. Jesus. We got 5 from here. Gone. Oh, those are block pads, so don't delete the block pads. The blocks, though. 3 from there. Bam. 2 from there. Bam. Down. And 4. And 3. 2. That seems cluttered over there. All right. Then fix this stuff in here. Oh, I got a cool idea. Oh, you stupid Text Mesh Pro. Okay, letters. Letters, you terrible letters. Just all of you be disabled. Okay. So my idea is that this stuff will not be in this little depression. It'll be off away from it a bit. In order to do that, though, I might have to delete a lot of stuff. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I don't have to recreate all of that. So maybe I can just kind of tweak it a little bit. Wait a minute. Oh no, I did do it right. Okay, cool. So I can I'll just get rid of that guy. I'll get rid of this. Make it look a little trap door or something in the end, in the edge that you fall down into. And then I could take you to a little hallway and you can take that out, climb up some stairs, and maybe it takes you all the way up to the edge. I don't know. Let me think about this. Okay, I get it. The egg is gonna go away, or at least it'll move somewhere else. Okay, a little stair in the corner here that comes down. Stairs 8. Long one. Okay, is that gonna have clearance down there? I think so. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and over here, just drag this guy out. Okay, so if I'm gonna have this egg start underneath everything, I still need to make some way back into it all. This is probably the way over here. Yeah, just do something on this side. Okay. Alright, so we get big long steps up over here. Stairs 8. Boom. Nobody likes big long steps more than me. That's looking like something. Oops. Cool. Yeah. I think I'm just a little bit in love with imagining all these vast spaces. I really do get excited. And there's part of me, it's like, and we could go deeper. We could just keep throwing stairs going down or up or everything. It's just fun. It's fun, man. It's way fun. So I've got this kind of lower chamber that opens up over here to a chamber with a higher ceiling. Let me get the edge of this aligned with the edge of, oh, it already is. Huh, cool. Okay. Oh. There we go. Okay, from over here, what's it look like? Clean and simple. Let's move M down to her starting point. So that. Okay. Oh, it looks like I got one little gap there. That's fine. No, that's wrong. I can just go down one. No Z fighting. then over here, let's seal this mess up. I realize probably nobody's going to see the outside of this other than people like you and me. So I'm not going to worry too much about making the outside of it look all correct. It's just not that big a deal. Okay. Let me go back down here, see what's up. Alright, I do want a little roof over the top of this to prevent stuff from dropping in here. Do that. And I'll add some rails. Come on. Nah. It's the other one. Rail north. Okay, so now what I should do is make this thing look like it matters. I'll center it. It's a little bit easier to put attention on it too when it's doesn't have all the other stuff there, so that's good. Alright, I can drop some crazy lights in there too later on if I want. This guy. I don't know. It seems better. Okay. Okay, back down here in the low point. Got her starting deep underground. It's gonna be maybe like that. Okay. It's gonna look a little plain to start. I might add some things to it, but she'll come out of there. She can go this way. That's a dead end, but it's informational. She can come up this way. Alright, there's some ugliness there to fix. How far should that extend? I got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, she comes up this way. Long dark stairs. And up here, she's out. Alright, this might be good. This might be good. Wait, what am I seeing over here? That's fine. Okay. Play with the strata. Do B1 10. Okay. Never done it this way before. I've always done the strata first and made the level fit the strata, but this is actually a pretty nice way to do it. That's not bad. It's giving me some gray walls on the side for the exterior. Not all matching though, because I've got different meshes. Okay, let me just make this go up higher, I guess. There we go. All right, save that. Oh, over here I've got to make this come out. Oh, it's floor, not wall. Okay. That's not bad. That makes it more interesting to look at. You can walk underneath that little thing there. You can walk on top coming out there. It's got a wall there to play with. Okay. That's looking all right. Maybe I'll fix this. All right, so what is this? North? No, no, no. Pretty good. All right, play it. See if it works. Console. Anything to complain about? No, it's this stupid error that started happening after I upgraded Unity. Okay, play it, play it, play it. See if it works. Okay, it might be worth adding wall along this side so I don't get that weird camera jump thing there. Yeah. In general, it's pretty dull in this room. I will need to add some stuff to it just to make it a little more interesting to walk around in. This is not bad. Change in the ceiling height. A little more variety. Have to fix this side. That's not bad. Just eyeballing this whole thing before I start interacting with it. Okay, exit is off center. Let me start making note of some of these things. Exit off center, off snap. Downstairs is boring. Put wall around downstairs. Lower stair. And up to block pad base. Okay. This is good. Somebody can look at that for a little bit and figure out what it means. The rail actually helps a bit because it looks like it's going to catch. The different colored floors are helpful. Alright, let's start solving it. Yeah, this is not a bad bit of logic to get to this thing. It's not too hard, but you can see it. And you gotta come down a little ways, I suppose, and then come back up. Alright. Oh. That bug is still there? Oh, man. I gotta restart. Okay, so let me make some of the corrections. Exit. Snap. This one was put a wall. You know, I think part of the boringness is it is pretty large of a room. So I could just make a smaller room and then I don't need to work as hard to put things in it. And since there's nothing that interesting down there, I think it's better to try to simplify what's here. So let's fill this in. Huh. I guess that's already the right size. Cool. Yeah, didn't make them tall enough. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Greatly simplifies that. Maybe it won't look as dull if it's just smaller. You walk out over here, room opens up a little bit. So I got for lamps? Take this lamp and just make that a little more part of the decoration. I'm gonna go take the cable at the top, super small cable. Oh man, did I not give it a... And that's the problem with like trying to be efficient and eliminating unused surfaces is then you actually want that to be there so you can drag it or something that's not there. Let's try dragging that up. Missing the material. Take this lamp and just repeat it. Okay. What else did I comment on? I should do it. Can't really see the lamp light. I should probably use a different texture than that one, which is got some crazy bloom, but it's not visible except just out of the corner of your eye. It's very distracting. Hanging lamp material should not be bloom heavy. Also change tint of lamps. Yeah, that looks good. All right. let's start solving this. I think I'll call it end of session if I can solve this. If I've fixed enough problems, it's solvable. Oh. I heard it go. Question is it off by 1? Let's get rid of 1. Okay. Oh. Okay. Gotta fix that guard. that is there. That's good. Oh, it's kind of nice. I can just barely see the top of the tower too. Just barely. Huh. Kind of like that. Okay, I'm thinking if there was some kind of puzzle that involved, for the bonus, if there was some kind of puzzle that involved dropping down on top of the guard, which is something I can do for the first time with the X's out, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah, let's make sure I can get through at the end. Okay, that works. I don't know. I could go another half hour, maybe just finish this up. I don't have too much more to go on it. Lighting, decorations, the bonus puzzle. Okay, so what's the bonus puzzle? If you were to drop down there, kind of thinking I should have this come up to here. Okay, one thing that might be kind of fun. So as I was pointing out before, this does make it possible to do a blocked fling. put something up here. Then I need some way to get up there. Oh yeah, I think I got it. I don't need to make it super hard. It's just some location that you can fling to from here. But it can be way off on this side. You have to use a little bit of counting of squares to figure out the right spot. So if I see the bonus up on a ledge over here, maybe we'll say 2 past the edge of this corner. I'm walking over here and get right around this edge and say, oh, we're gonna come over 2 because I know from my scouting over there it matches up, and we'll fling this way. That's a decent puzzle. It's very knowable. It's logical. Okay. That'd be over here. Do a fling. I go bam, and it would take me right to it. Okay. Yeah. It's not trial and error. It's about the right difficulty for this level too. Let's see, how high up does it go? Now I'll test it in a second. Up one more, I guess. Let's fix this thing. It's a little bit off. Might as well just delete it and redo it. Come on. There you go. I do have this rule. It's bugging me a little bit. The rule is that you should not be able to drop down onto any wall. Let's make it a floor. That will be more correct. So I'm trying to be real fair about it. The idea is that if the top of it is a floor space, then it's possible to get to it. Otherwise, it's not. I might be wrong every once in a while, but I'm trying to follow that convention fairly. Stupid text mesh. All right, now let's throw decorations on it. Gonna decorate the egg. I'll go down and fix that. Yep, decorate the egg. What else? Oh, these guys. Alright. Maybe they're not bad if I just change the light source to be a blue light. Doesn't look very blue. There we go. Let's think about lighting elsewhere. I can probably get rid of quite a few lights. Where are you? Sometimes I get lost where it is in 3 dimensions. Okay, so you're there. Alright, just be bright so I can see what you're doing. Okay. It is a point light. Let's make it a spotlight. Yeah, seems pretty good. All right. Yeah, actually, that's a good use. Let's put this in the dark spots. So they're not so dull to look at. Those other ones, are those all? Okay. Alright, that's fine. Alright, this might be real close to being done. Let me give it a shot. Tabbing our stuff. Got that. Regardless, I think this is gonna be my last run through it for tonight. I got to get to making dinner. So let's save. Console. Just the one bullshit error. I should remember to take the Pro Builder scripts off of the declarations. Okay. A little junkiness there in the declarations. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice shadow. I do want to become famous. There's my bonus. So if I have something that catches me at the middle points, kind of like this thing, but just a little bit more. So I can just sort of fling through these real quick, but not miss any blocks that might still be there. That'll make it a little more enjoyable for a player. Oops. Oh, okay. Well, if I clean up that decor crud, this wouldn't happen. Okay, no problem. Okay, that might be it all. I don't know if that did it or not. I already have something to fix that though. Okay. Is that the right? No? Huh. Am I missing one? No, I see the shadow. It's there. Okay. So let's try this. 1, 2. Works. It's not bad. There's a few little touches to do to it, but coming up on 9, I'm going to call it good for now. Ascension. I need to learn how to spell Ascension at some point. Needs to block out camera view better. All right. All right, EB, if you're still on, thanks for joining, man. You're a good company. And Bernardo225, I'm sorry, you're a bot. Yeah, you too. You too. Catch you later. Stopping the stream.